Chatterjee, and I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. I must thank you and congratulate all who are regular listeners to my episodes that I keep uploading from time to time. Well, today I am going to talk to you about a dog world, which, as you know, is a fractured dog world. Even some years back, our dog world was a very united lot, and we have had great times at our dog king, which was after the British era when the Indian took over. They were people who were trained by the Britishers, and because this is a British sport, like take for example cricket. Cricket, the British taught the world to play cricket, and India is a great country, one of the top countries in cricket in the world, and of course they have learned it from the Britishers. Similarly, the dogs and the dog game was actually established in this country by the Britishers hundreds of years ago, and then it of course, even after the independence, which we had about 75 years ago, our dog game went ahead in leaps and bounds. So actually, everything in today's world, as you know, needs promotion. The cricket, of course, sort of stayed on and became a very, very sort of popular sport in this world, in spite of the fact that only very few countries play cricket even today. But the craze for cricket is worldwide, and many people, this sport has actually got the fancy of young people who are interested in sports, and they consider this as one of the leading sports in the world, in spite that it is only endorsed by a few countries. Our dog game, of course, dogs went to all across the country, all across the world, and every place in the world now, most of the countries have a dog world, have dog shows and ways to glorify dogs. Dogs, though they have lost its original utility, as they had in when people mostly lived in rural society. But then with the change of times, we have the urban society where the utility of dogs has gone down. We no more need security dogs in major cities, where we have alarm system and sensor systems and things like that. Then there are a lot of things like you don't today. Hunting is prohibited, so you don't go out with dogs to hunt animals. And in fact, even people who went on bird shooting expeditions, that is long stopped many years ago, where dogs used to point at the birds or flush the birds out, and the humans would shoot it down with their double-barrel guns. Well, dog shows, of course, took a big. It's become a very, very popular sport across the world. Though the purpose for which all these different breeds of dogs were actually manufactured by humans in the society, like the gun dogs and the hounds for hunting, the gun dogs to help the hunters shoot birds and things like that, and many more, all this has sort of taken a back seat with the urbanization of human society. But then the humans found a different way to enjoy the same dogs and preserve their qualities, and they started off with dog shows. And the dog shows, which were started hundreds of years ago, slowly but certainly became popular across the globe. It's not like the cricket that only a few countries play it. but the dog sport is there in many, many countries across the world. India, of course, learned the dog world, came into the dog world, just like we came into the world of cricket. We were introduced to the dog world by the Britishers. Well, then things have changed, and of course, though we had some honorable people running the dog game in the country for a long, long time, but then in the last 2 or 3 decades, the great work that our predecessors had done has been totally destroyed systematically by one called the Syndicate. And everybody is aware of the Syndicate, who has actually robbed the dog game of all its glory and its popularity. But well, I'm hopeful, I'm very optimistic, and of course, we all have to realize we don't live in a perfect society. The world is not perfect. So it's an imperfect world. We will have such corrupt people who will come from time to time. But then we must all get together and to start building again. We have to build new foundations for the dog world in the coming times. The dog world is now a fractured society, as I have mentioned many, many times in my many, many episodes. Well, recently I have been selected, sort of requested to be the mentor of the United Kennel Club. Whoever wants me, I am willing to help the dog game. So, the United Kennel Club, of course, now they've come up with 30 or 40 shows already for the coming show season of 2023 and 2024. All of these people, and also the Indian National Kennel Club, which of course broke away from the main Kennel Club maybe 70 years back, but they are also a part of the dog society, of the dog world, and we need to unite all of these factors into one platform. So whoever replaces the Syndicate, because the Syndicate is on its way out, the court cases are there, and sort of so many illegal suspensions and things like that, and people are going to court, and more people will go to court in due course, and there is a history of huge corruption that has been happened already and are continuing to even in the present time. But all this must come to an end, and I'm sure, I am very hopeful that we will be able to achieve that. Well, I'm part of this game. I'm part of the dog game. I could have slightly, I could have sort of just shut a blind eye to what was going on and what the Syndicate was doing. But then, I couldn't do that and be selfish, because this dog world, I have come here because it was my passion. Animals are my passion, dogs in particular. And then the dog world has given me so much. The last, from the 70s to the present day, I have traveled across the country and to many, many countries of the world, and numerous times. And I've made, thousands of friends across, the 7 seas. Well, all that because of dogs. And it is my time to give something back to the dog world. Well, I would be helping this game, and I have specific conditions. I have nothing more to achieve as far as, I've been a judge, I've been an international judge, and, whatever it is, I have my own little world of dogs and my friends. But then what I mean to say is that I have promised myself not to be a part of any election in the dog world for a long time. Though I have started and been a part of many kennel clubs, and I've been founder patron of several kennel clubs, but then my idea was to start them and see that they're running well and then give it away to the new generation to take over and run it. Well, everybody's ideas are not the same. If I had to hold on, I would have stuck to, the dog world and being a part of the organization and things like that. But then I've been closely associated with organizing for all my life. And whatever that I know about the dog world, I am ready to bequeath to the future generation. And I have decided to be mentoring anyone, any organization, club, individual, in any aspect of the dog world that they think that they would require my services. Well, this is a very little favor, or very little service, or whatever that I can give back to this sport for what it has already given me. I will forever remain indebted to the sport of dogs, and even though I would be trying to help anybody in this in the Indian dog world. And my ambition and my dream is to unite this dog world into one platform, because every one of people in this dog world are important for this sport to survive and flourish in a democratic setup like India. Thank you, and I am now the Honorary Patron of the United Kennel Club. I thank them for sort of imposing so much of faith in me and accepting me as their mentor, and I would continue to advise them as long as they will be for the sport, serving the dog world in an honest manner. Thank you.